Limited. Man Online and the Sabr Wells Project Akabo to a bra in Suko Bibia in Suno Crass and Grunkitu. Became to Sanamon and Francis Ahira and near Janna down Kwama. Who pursue our Kura, Muslimahs, Nadia, and Person will be boy to meet Swat. Friend 0550 933 111. Let's Inshallah. All we all need is water for life.
Habitat Air Conditioning Engineering Works Limited. Open air conditioning and refrigerators with spare parts. Bra Habitat Air Conditioning Engineering Works Limited. Air conditioning air source. I know you him. And after when your problem be Bra Habitat Air Conditioning Engineering Works Limited.
Yes, and supply
air conditioners, refrigerators, and more spare parts.
Home appliances, pizza, LED, and LCD televisions, any home theaters,
Bra Habitat Air Conditioning Engineering Works Limited. Yo, Abu Asokore Mampong Road.
Benguel Fuel Station.
0208
114 837
and 0540 341084. Your email habitat2014@gmail.com. Habitat Air Conditioning Engineering Works Limited.
Everybody be a baby, and your mobile phone piano so kita. I was on your phone, Papa. Pimusa Enterprise, Elma quality phone. I'm using. We have Samsung, Nokia, Infinix, iPhone, and also Techno. Mobile phone be a Opia, Pomaya Sobeko, Pimusa Enterprise, and so ye Kumasi. Some pen drive, phone covers, memory card, and also chargers, any phones accessories be a Pimusa Enterprise. Get the crown so say, what mobile phone? Yes, some 1 year warranty. Our mobile phone so battery a papa. Pimusa Enterprise and my mobile phone papa more easy. Near some accessories and account. So here Babu and also here me in Uber to draw to a Cocotoa. But my answer is Pimusa Enterprise, Ebejin South. They say it's really a Bema, see around Delma, also it's Mixture Guy level. TV, any crisis you want them, our self famo. Pimusa Enterprise, oh, Kumasi, near my flash screen, Unya LED, and also plasma. Inches, Piao, baby, and Pimusa, Elma, the body jack from our press, I papa. You should Pimusa Enterprise, extra cry, oh, Kumasi, you been transformer, only go boss FM. Yasway about our branch, my quiet filling station, and Chemo Mape, and also PZ at Jukum building. Yes, I'm sure Pimusa Sanitation, and Pimusa Abato. I was 0244 452 343 0243 811 233. Pimusa Enterprise, and about the mobile phones and the flash screen papa party, a body edge of
Wallahi, al-Jannah to Firdaus is our enemy, inshallah. Amen.
Now, my hi, ma'am, online radio and TV and a kwasiada programmer ya drew so Ideal Muslimahs of Ideal Muslimahs show the English edition and a day bremo. Yene Mallamah Mardiya Mustaphah any video jumedi ye dan ho aba ye ba ye be sha se inshallah.
Allahumma ajirni minan nar. Allahumma ajirni minan nar. Allahumma ajirni minan nar. Allahumma ajirni minan
Nyankopɔn nkyɛn de mo kyɛm radio. Allahu akbar.
Wallahi, Al-Jannah to Firdaus is our limit, inshallah. Amen.
Naam, call Play Store. And I say tuning radio, na search Imam Radio 1. Ubenya and some aye can yeti wasum. Name person who videos near publications Oko YouTube, Instagram, Telegram, Skype, and a Facebook now search Imam online. Ubenya yen ho. And na yekwesi ada send me di kan no. In fact, yenya Mallamah wa ha. Ono no na no ma program. Ni program ni Mardiya. Nti be ma sa wo hwe akonkonsa na wudi ene. Ni host we ntimi amba em se no ho mfa no kakra. Nti me tinam no medi konkonsa kakra insha Allah. Ye na ye homra ye ba Mallamah be tuefo.
Wallahi, Al-Jannah to Firdaus is our limit, inshallah. Amen.
Naam, salamu alaikum. Say, if you boko dear. Yenti say we can trida. If you boko. Okay, bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Alhamdulillah once again for the gift of life, and today is Sunday. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah for making us alive to this Sunday. Inshallah, today the topic I would like to talk about is Sabr. Patience, what we all call patience. Sabr. Sabr has a very wide and big place in Islam. And inshallah today I would like to talk about it. In the Arabic word Sabr does not only mean patience as we all see it. It has a lot of hidden meanings together with it. So Sabr here has endurance, perseverance, restraint, and even patience all together make the word Sabr in the Arabic language. So I would like to explain Sabr as it is the restraining yourself, enduring, persevering yourself from all the agitations when you are confronted. Like when a problem comes to you, or you are in a problem, not even only problem, even in all parts of your life, in every part of your life, in every minute and second of your life, the kind of endurance, the perseverance, the patience you have, the kind of taqwa and how you handle every situation is what we term as sabr. The reason why I'm saying this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us, and in the Quran he said he created us to test us. In Surah Al-Mulk he said he created life and death so that he may test us and see who amongst us is God-fearing and will pass this test and also enter Jannah. So we can say that this life that we came to write an exams, and at the end of the exams and during the exams Allah has set his rules, told us how we can go about this. So he told us this world is for only exams, and to be able to pass these exams, what you must do is you have to be patient, because always when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to us, he says wasta'inu bis-sabri was-salah. He tells seek help, always seek help through patience and then prayers. Meaning, to be able to pass this exam or to be able to pass this worldly life in ease, you have to seek help from what we call patience or sabr. So how do we seek this help? There are a lot of ways we seek this help, and as I said earlier, patience is not only when calamity befalls you. It has a wider range than this. It's not only when something happens to you and then you have to be patient. No. Imam Ali radiallahu anhu said, when he was asked about faith, Iman, he said the structure of Iman is supported by 4 pillars, And then he said one is patience, which is sabr, and then conviction, and then justice, and then struggle. Then he explained further saying patience comprises of 4 attributes. And then the first attribute is eagerness, eager. Second is fear. And then the third is piety, which is taqwa. And then the fourth one, or the last one, is anticipation of death. So whoever is eager for paradise will ignore all the evil temptations. So these are the attributes of patience. 1, that's eager. And he says whoever is eager of paradise will ignore all the evil temptations in this world. And as human beings, we are all eager, or as believers, the reason why we believe, we follow all Allah's rules, even though some of it we struggle to obey Allah's rules. The reason why we do all this is because we are eager for paradise, and this is also patience. If you are eager for paradise, or if you are eager to go to paradise, then you will be able to endure, to persevere, to have sabr in your heart. That in every situation you look like you through patience and Allah's guidance, you will find a way out. And then again, whoever fears the fire of hell will abstain from sin. So after being eager, and then you are eager, so you ignore all the evil temptation, the temptation like maybe immorality, or engaging in immoral sexual intercourse, or like indecency, not wearing decent clothes, and all this. They are all evil temptations, and we are always tempted in this world. Through patience, you'll be able to ignore all these things, because you are eager for paradise. And then again, because you fear hell, you try your best to abstain from sin. Human beings, we are bound to make sin. We know only the prophets do make mistakes, but even the prophets, they do make mistakes, and these mistakes, it is through the fear of hellfire. That's why they try themselves to abstain from this sin, and they end up making mistakes. They said al-insan is from the word, or the Arabic word nisyan, which means forgetfulness. So many human beings, we are bound to forget, and when we forget, we sometimes commit sins. So if you are patient, after committing this sin, you will humble yourself, seek for Allah's repentance, and then Allah will forgive you, because you fear hellfire. And again, whoever practices piety will easily bear the difficulties and hardship. If you have taqwa in your heart, if you are someone who is having taqwa, or you are pious, you are a pious person, then you will be able to bear all the difficulties in this world and the hardships, because you will be having it in mind that this world, so far as I'm in this world, then I will be tested. Then if I'll be tested, then I have to be patient, so that I can pass through all these tests. And then again, that whoever anticipates death will hasten to perform good deeds. So if you are someone who, and you know that death is inevitable, by all means you will die. Every soul will taste death. So you are always prepared that one day, or any minute, Allah can just come and take your soul, and then you will die. Then you will not lag behind when it comes to performing good deeds. You will be in haste to perform good deeds. When there is something which can be done today, which is a good deed, you will not sit down and say, oh, inshallah, tomorrow or tomorrow next, I will do it. You know that maybe you will not be able to see the next minute or next hour. So you will hasten, you will be in hurry to perform these good deeds, so that it will be of a reward to you, or it will add up to your certificate,
your blessings,
yes. And again, there are a lot of verses in the Quran that speaks about this thing, sabr. I would like to start with a verse in the Quran, Surah Al-Anfal, verse 46. In Surah Al-Anfal, verse 46, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ وَلَا تَنَازَعُوا فَتَفْشَلُوا وَتَذْهَبَ رِيحُكُمْ wasbiru inna Allah ma'as sabirin. This is the English version.
And obey Allah and His Messenger, and do not dispute. Thus lose courage, and your strength will depart. And be patient. Indeed, Allah is with the patient.
Okay, so we can see that in this verse, Surah Al-Anfal, Allah says you should obey Allah and then obey the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After that, do not quarrel or do not dispute among each other, and then be patient, because Allah is always with those who are patient. And I can say this is a very high rank for a person, you know, in mind that Allah is with you because you are patient. It is a very high blessing, or it is a very something you will not gain. It's not easy for you to gain. So we must know that patience is not easy. It's not easy to have sabr. But inshallah, if you are able to you are able to attain this sabr, then Allah is really with you. Allah is always with you. He says in the Quran, Allah is always with you. And He did not say it in only this verse. In another verse in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah says, وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الصَّابِرِينَ. Seek help from patience, and Allah is with those who are patient. So we can see that Allah has not promised us once or twice, and even in many other verses in the Quran, we can see that Allah says, Inna Allah ma'as sabirin, Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. Then we should know that it is not once or twice that He promised us that He is with those who are patient, but many, like in a lot of verses, or He said it many times in the Quran that He is with those who are patient. Then we should know that being patient is not easy. But if you are lucky and you are able to attain this patience or to attain sabr, then Allah is really with you. There are a lot of I don't know whether if we know this, but there are degrees and levels of patience. And because Imam Ali radiallahu anhu said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that sabr is of three kinds. Those are the kinds of sabr. 1. Sabr at the time of affliction. 2. Sabr in regard to obedience of Allah, and then sabr in regard to disobedience of Allah. And now the level that, and the third one is superior to the first two kinds. Now explaining. Sabr at the time of affliction. That one is not easy, but the Prophet ﷺ is even saying that is the easiest one. When something just happens to you, or assuming you go home, you meet someone you are very close to, you just get to the house and you meet the news that the person has passed on, or the person is dead, then you are able to endure patience. You are able to endure it, and you say, there is no problem. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. It's from Allah. We are all from Allah, and then to Allah we will all return. If you are able to be this patience, or you are able to have this sabr in you, a calamity or a difficulty or a hardship, a problem befalls you, but then you are able to enjoy yourself, and then you say, no problem, it is from Allah, alhamdulillah, no problem. It is a first type of patience. And then the Prophet ﷺ said this is the least kind of patience. So if this is the least, now let's see the one after it, and then the highest. The one after it is sabr in regard to disobedience, in regard to obedience of Allah, obeying Allah, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded us to pray, to obey our parents, to do this, not to gossip, not to backbite, and all this. The sabr you have in regards to obeying all these commands, like let's take prayers for instance. To pray, you need a lot, and then you need a lot of endurance and sabr, or you need a lot of sabr just in prayers, because like let's just take it at dawn. Even waking up from your sleep to go and pray is not easy to some people. Because like whilst you are sleeping, maybe you are tired and you want to sleep, and then you hear the muezzin calling the azan. Now you have to wake up and then go and answer the call, or go and pray to Allah. It's not easy. Some people find it very difficult. And then Allah, the Prophet is saying the sabr, or the patience you will take, it will take you to wake up from sleep, or to wake up from bed and then go and perform ablution and pray is higher than the patience that will befall you. The patience you will have when a problem befalls you. And again, after even waking up from your bed, let's see, even performing ablution, sometimes you wake up and the weather is very cold. But then because of the taqwa or the piety you have in the how you fear Allah and the patience, you take patience or sabr to take or to get cold water and then you perform ablution just to pray to Allah. So this is all part of sabr. Even standing to praise Allah is not easy. And again, like gossiping or backbiting, sometimes some people they always find pleasure in talking about people. And then Allah is telling you, I'm warning you, don't backbite, don't gossip about your friend. And then because Allah has said you shouldn't do it, Allah has forbid you from gossiping and backbiting, then you said, okay, I've made it haram upon myself, I will not gossip, I will not backbite. Then this is also a form of sabr, because you are having the patience in what you are enduring, or you are persevering in following in obeying Allah, in obeying the commands of Allah. And then the highest rank, or the third one, which is the highest level of sabr, is sabr in regard to disobedience of Allah. And this, like, in regard to disobedience of Allah, as you mean, Allah says, if you do zina, you'll be punished, or you'll be caned you will be given 80 lashes.
Yes.
And then mistakenly, maybe it wasn't intentionally, you fall for this thing. You did this zina, and nobody saw you. But then because of the piety and then the taqwa you have in the fear, the God, because you are a God-fearing person, you have that sabr. You were able to endure it, and you came to, like, maybe let's say the judge in Islamic destiny, if it is an Islamic country, and you tell the judge, this is what I did, this is the situation I found myself in, so I'm here to get the punishment Allah has stated in the Quran for those who do this kind of disobedience. And then they do punish you, and you are still patient, and you say, Alhamdulillah, now that I'm being punished, Alhamdulillah, it's like I feel ease in my heart. Then Allah is saying this is even more, or if this is even higher than the two kinds of patience. When a problem, or when a hardship or difficulty befalls you, and also when you have sabr in obeying Allah. This, in the disobedience of Allah, the sabr you have in disobedience of Allah is higher than these two kinds of sabr, because it's not easy. Like, how can you even do something which is deadly? You know, it is a very deadly crime. It's even sad, or it's even like you will look bad to anyone who hears it from you, or anyone who hears it. But then because you fear Allah, you get the sabr. You go and sit with someone, and then you tell the person for you to be punished, and then, like, after punish, you have at least the ease that Allah has maybe forgiven you, because you have been punished in this world. You are being punished in this world just because of what? How you fear Allah. So we can see that this kind of sabr is not, like, it's not an easy thing. It is a very difficult thing, and it is only those who have a huge taqwa, or like maybe even apart from those who are under the prophets, maybe the companions and the others, because in this era, I don't know if there are those who can do that. Like, after disobeying Allah, you go and then you seek you go to someone for the person to punish you, as it is stated in the Sharia law. Like, if it is stoning you, maybe you've committed adultery. If it is stoning you to death, then you are ready to be stoned to death, because you know you did something which deserved that. And if you are able to do this too, then you have attained a very high place in Islam, or you have a very high piety, because it's not easy to be able to do this. And there is again a verse in Surah Al-Imran which also speak about this thing, sabr. Surah Al-Imran, verse 146.
Verse 146.
Yes.
Okay. The English version goes like, and how many a prophet fought in battle, and with him fought many religious scholars. I don't know if it's a question. Can you read that?
Yes.
Okay, so I should go ahead then.
Okay.
But they never lost assurance due to what afflicted them in the cause of Allah, nor did they weaken or submit, and Allah loves the steadfast.
Okay.
That's where it ends.
Okay. So in this verse, we can see that the end says, "Wallahu yuhibbu sabirin." Allah loves those who have sabr. So, like as I said, sabr is not only patience. So in this verse, Allah did not. The English version did not say patient, but it said steadfast. Meaning, even being steadfast or steadfastness is also a part of sabr. So this one, Allah is giving us example from the prophets. We can see that a lot of prophets, they really suffered a lot and they were patient. Like all the prophets that ever came, that Allah sent to humankind, they were all patient. When we look at Prophet Noah alayhi salatu wasalam, even with his child, he was very patient because with his people, he preached to them for many years. They didn't believe him. And then Allah asked him to build an ark. And whilst he was building the ark, you started teasing him that he's a carpenter. He has now from a prophet, he has turned to carpenter. Still, he was having sabr. He didn't say anything to them. After building the ark, they came and they were defecating in the ark. Still, he was having sabr because he was having this thing. He was having this thing in Allah. Oh, like
Faith.
He was having faith. He was having faith in Allah that Allah knows what He is doing. So, Alhamdulillah, I'm patient. Since He created me, He said He would test me. So, all these things are part of my test. They did that, and then Allah really afflicted them with illness, and their physics became their medicine. And they cleaned the ark to cure themselves. So we can see that Allah, after like afflicting him with this test, He also gave him a way out, because he didn't know what he would do now after they have defeated, because it was maybe something he was thinking about. Allah, so am I the one who is going to now pour this thing out when the flood is coming or what?
Yes.
But then Allah afflicted them with illness, and then through the illness,
He used what they did,
yes,
the prophet as healing.
yes.
So their own feces, they came to pick them.
Yes, and it
clean
became
the ark.
So we can say that like the kind of test Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam went, and then even not only with his distant people or with his ummah, with his own child. We can see this kind of test with your own child. He is seeing destruction is coming, and then the child is on top of a mountain. He is calling the child, "Oh my child, come inside this ark," because Allah is not going to save anyone from this destruction. It will only save this ark. Come and board on this ark so that you'll be saved. But then he said no, he is not coming. So he is saying that his child is going to die, but then there is nothing he can do. And it is also a test. And then he was patient, sober. He also endured it. When we come to the life of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he was patient, even I would say from his childhood, because after he broke all the idols, they built a very huge trench that they were going to burn him alive. And then truly, like I would say, before he was even put in the distance, he was thinking, who is going to save me?
Yes.
Like, am I really going to burn? Or he was having a lot of thoughts. But then Allah did not answer him that no, when you are being thrown in, you will not be burned by this thing. So he was very anxious. He was having this anxiety. But then, because of his sabr, he didn't go and beg, because they were in bad act. They were idol worshippers, and he didn't want to do anything. He didn't want to have anything to do with idol worshippers. So he was just having faith in Allah, in his Lord, and really Allah helped him out. We can see that when he grew up with his wife, Allah tested him with his own life, now with his wife. With his wife, when they were traveling and they reached, I think, Egypt, or the king of Egypt wanted to have an affair with his wife. But what can he do? He can't do anything, and he even had to say she's not his wife, but she's his sister, so that he will not be killed, because he didn't have anything to do. And Allah, because he was having faith and sabr, he was having faith in Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also helped him out in this situation again. And we can see when after he gave birth to a child, he looked for a child for several years. And when Allah finally gave him one, Allah tested him. He should go and then sacrifice the child. And he was having sabr. He was patient. He took the child. If it is from Allah, then I'm really going to do it, because he's the one who gave it to me. And when he went, he was just like an inch of doing it. He was even doing it, and then Allah started turning the knife. And these are all these things, the kind of outcome, or the outcome we get when we are always patient. We can see, apart from Ibrahim alayhi salatu, when we look at Ayub, Prophet Ayub, in his life, we can say the only lesson we will learn in his life, or the big lesson in his life, is sabr, because his life throughout is sabr. Because from the beginning, he was a very wealthy man. He was a very wealthy prophet with a lot of children and wives. When Allah was testing him, he first took away all his wealth. He was there, and then they said his house here has been burned to ashes. His animals are all dead. This has happened to his wealth. This has happened to his property. So all the property, they vanished like that. He was patient. When they come to him, said, "It is Allah who gave it to me, and Alhamdulillah, he is even taking it away after he made me enjoy. He made me enjoy from it. If he is taking it now, then Alhamdulillah, there is no problem." Later on, all his children, they also passed away like that. He said, "Allah gave them to me, so if he is taking them now, then Alhamdulillah, no problem." Then his wife started leaving him. They all left him. It was only left with one. He said, "Alhamdulillah, I married them. It is Allah who made it that or who arranged us. He chose those partners for me that I will get married to them. And now that I'm married to them, if because of this sickness they are leaving me, then Alhamdulillah, I'm also patient. I'm having sabr, because it is Allah who gave them to me, and He's taking them away." Then Allah gave him illness. Allah made him he encountered an illness which it is a very severe illness, that all his body parts were sore, from head to toe sore. But then this man never stopped praising Allah. Always Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah. I thank Allah for all that. So Allah even wanted to test him, and then Allah made the sore appear from his mouth. All his mouth was now sore, they were all sore. That was when he felt that if my mouth is now sore, then I'll not be able to praise Allah. So he rose his hand up and he said, "Oh Allah, I pray you make the sore in my mouth, or you heal the sore in my mouth, so that I'll be able to praise you, I'll be able to talk and praise you." So we can see he wasn't even thinking about himself, what is happening to his body, his wealth, his children. He was only thinking about what he is able to do to Allah, the praises, the zikr that he is able to do to Allah. He's being denied the privilege to do zikr to Allah. So he's now praying to Allah to heal the sickness in his mouth, so that he will be able to do what? To praise Allah. So because this is a very, very beautiful sabr, that in Surah Al-Ma'arij we can see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said this is a sabrun jameel, a very beautiful sabr. We can also see in the life of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, also from childhood, how his brothers hate him. They threw him in the well. From he was being tested with Zulayha. From Zulayha, he was sent to the prison, and he stayed in the prison for many years. And still, he was, Alhamdulillah, he was also thankful. he was having sabr. He was patient with all these things that were happening to him. He didn't have this thing. He didn't like complain to Allah. He was still patient. And then through that, some scholars said, or some this thing, the Mufassirs, the Tafsir scholars say, it is after 40 years that all these sabr came, all these calamities and difficulties came to an end, and goodness started happening. He became what? He became the vizier, or like he was the one in charge of all the financial things in Egypt. He became the head, the master of this. His brothers came to him. They came and bowed to him. So we can see that after all these difficulties he went through, then Allah brought what ease. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, Inna ma'al usri yusra. And then he said it to Inna ma'al usri yusra. That truly with every difficulties come ease. And he said it again and again, that truly with every difficulty comes ease. So we have to put all these things in our mind. When we look into the life of the Prophet ﷺ, it's the same thing. He also went through a lot, but he was patient. Let's see, when his uncle and his wife died, he went to Taif. What they did to him, they stoned him they laid thorns on his path, and they stoned him till he bled. He was bleeding profusely, but still he was patient. When the angels came to him and said, "Oh Prophet, if you want, I can make these mountains fall on them and all these people with them." The Prophet ﷺ didn't say, okay, since you came and you want to punish them from them, go ahead. No. What he said is, "Oh Allah, please forgive them. These people, they are ignorant. They don't know what they are doing. And I pray that they will come from them a generation that will be what? That will be God-fearing." And we can see today Taif is in Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia, I can say 99.something%, they are all Muslims. Those in Taif, they are all Muslims. So if the Prophet ﷺ wasn't patient or didn't have sabr, and he agreed to the angel to kill all these people, then where would this generation come from?
Yes. Who will become a Muslim?
Yes. No, they will not be. And because his life is an example to us. So all the parts of his life, we should take notice of it and then take lessons from it. Now, when I come to this word, as ladies, every part of our life, we have to be patient. Because when you start, even from childhood, when you start growing, the kind of chores your parents, maybe with your parents, you have to be patient. Maybe the kind of person you are and the parents you come and meet, like you will not like the way they treat you or something like that, or maybe because of a problem or because of an issue, you will not be able to be with your parents, and then you end up somewhere, or with your aunties, or even somewhere with other people. You're living, how you will live should be patience. You should, and again, in the obedience of Allah, as I said first, whilst you are growing, especially in this era, there are a lot of these things, trials and tribulations we go through, because the things we see around us, the kind of things we watch, the kind of people, the friends, even everything. Like sometimes even the way they will tease you and this thing. But sometimes you have to hold, or you have to be steadfast. You have to be firm on the straight path, and then be able to say, Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. Allah is with the patient, so I'll also be what? Patient. We can see even a lady, especially when a lady is getting married, or when she is married and they are taking her to her husband, all that our parents say is, "Oh, kia unkuri, oh, be patient, abotere. That's what they will be saying. Like, even if people will not say it Kura, at least 10 people will tell you, "Oh, if abotere or patient," because if not patience, you will not be able to say it. Like because you are going to live with your parents. You need to be patient, because you are all different people all together. Living with them is with your friends. When you go to school, even with your teachers, everything, you need to be patient. You have to have sabr. If not, you will not be able to do it. In school like this, like the way even your teachers will treat you, the house mistress, your friends, your colleagues in class, how they will tease you, they will treat you, they will even make you cry, but there's still sabr. When you go into marriage, maybe how your husband will treat you, your in-laws, your sister in-laws, and then your mother-in-law, even those you will live in the same house with, how they will treat you is sabr that you'll be able to. It's true sabr that you'll be able to live with them or stay with them in peace. And again, even outside marriage, even to the world, even whilst watching, especially like this thing yesterday, like the regions Ashanti and even Greater Accra, they all went for this hijab walk.
Yes.
We can see the lady who went to Smith. Yes, I was part. Yes.
Part of the Kumasis.
Yes, the Kumasi from Runabout to Central Mosque. But we can see that the lady who went to Smith and then she was being abused and attacked for her this thing, wearing hijab. She was having sabr. Through her sabr and then how she feared Allah, she didn't agree because she was having sabr in obedience of Allah. So she didn't agree to remove her hijab. Rather, she said, if that's the case, then I'm not working here. And when I was listening to her, like I watched her on YouTube when she was talking, and one word she used that I was very happy is that, and she got something better than that. So we have to know that whenever you are patient, you have Allah. You always have Allah in heart. Or if it is something which is in between Allah and then human, then at least no, I'm going to Allah, not human. Whatever you say, no, it is all in this world. Even the money she will get is all in this world. They are all worldly possessions. So since it is what I am really looking for is paradise and this thing, not worldly possession, or I am a servant of Allah, true servant of Allah, then I'm going to agree to what Allah says. Then Allah will really find a way out, because He said, "Inna ma'al usri yusra." In every hardship there is what? Relief. So even to her, we can even say this is also a test to her. And even just because of you, one person, just her, the whole Muslim ladies, even not ladies, even women, men, we all are wearing hijab,
including MPs.
Yes, just to support her, fight against. Yes,
with what she went through.
Yes, we are now happy for her, and then we are all fighting for her. We are fighting for hijab for her. So we can see that even just maybe nobody knew her, but because of this thing, she is now popular, and alhamdulillah, she has gotten something which is more than that, or more than what she would have gotten at the Smith office. So we have to try our best and be patient in every regard. Now let's look at Surah Luqman, verse 17. And let's see what it has to us.
Surah Luqman,
verse 17.
Verse 70. O my son, establish prayer, enjoin what is right, forbid what is wrong, and be patient over what befalls you. Indeed, that is of the matters requiring resolve. And do not turn your cheek in contempt towards people, and do not walk through the earth exultantly. Indeed, Allah does not like everyone self-deluded and boastful.
Okay. Now in Surah Luqman, verse 17, what Allah says to patience is that وَاصْبِرْ عَلَى مَا أَصَابَكَ إِنَّ ذَلِكَ مِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. That and endure with patience whatever affliction befalls you. Surely these have been emphatically enjoined. Azmil umur. That is the emphasized word here. Allah is telling Luqman. Luqman alayhi salatu wasalam is telling his son, "Oh my son, establish prayers, do this, do that, and then be patient. Because when you are patient, then you'll be, I don't know how I'll explain it, but it's like patience.
You always get the best results when you are patient.
Yes. You will get the best results when you are patient. Because, and even if I don't explain this, we will know. Because in our everyday life, those who are in haste to do, or those who are in haste in this world, we know their end. And those who are patient, they know that it is from one that we go to two. it is from 2 that we go to 3. Then they will really get to 10, and when the time is really appropriate. But some people, they don't like it that way. They always want, like, when I just wake up now, I want to be at 10 or everything to be okay for me. I don't want to go into any hardship. Like, in case, like those who do this thing, the fraudsters and those who do the second and this thing, they are not patient. So whenever they just get up in life, they just want to get money, and that's it.
They want quick money.
Yes, but the thing is, they don't know that
The
Allah,
result is quick death.
Allah has already said this money you will get it, but maybe not this time, because this is not the right time for you. But then because you are in hurry, or because you are in haste to get this money, then you will get it. Allah will make you get it, but then the end result is not good. So why not be patient? Get it when the time is really, or when the time Allah really wants you to get it, so that you will be happy in this world, and then you'll be happy in what? In the hereafter. Normally when we pray, we don't say Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana, that's all. We also say Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban, meaning you like the goodness in this world, the goodness in the hereafter, and you don't want to be in hellfire. So we should always, whenever we pray for this, we pray like this, because almost everyone, I'll say everyone, because this praise always after after every salah, I will advise everyone to say this praise, because it is really helpful. Seeking for the goodness in this world, the goodness in the hereafter, and being saved from Jahannam. That is the only reason why we are alive. As a Muslim, that is the only thing you should be looking for in this world. At least you shouldn't live this life miserably. You should have goodness in it. You should be someone who enjoys good and forbids evil. You are someone who is patient. You are someone who knows the hukukul walidain, like you know the rights of your parents, and you really give them their rights, the rights of neighbors. You know all these things, and Allah has blessed you. He has given you wealth, not much wealth like you are very rich. No, you have a place to sleep. You get food to eat. You don't beg before you eat. You get food to eat. You have your children and this thing. You are all wealth that Allah will bless you in this world, and then in the hereafter, Allah will also bless you with all the blessings one will need or one will ask for in the hereafter. That is the only thing, or that is the best thing one person can get in this world. So if this is the case, then why is that we suffer, we force ourselves into things we are not supposed to even force ourselves to do? Like, let's say like the ladies nowadays, those outside there, maybe you are in a situation, or like because of your friend, as last week I spoke about friendship, like choosing a friend, the kind of friend one person should choose. Even your friend can make you even fall this thing, like can make you enter Jahannam. It's the same thing I said last week, and I'm saying this week, and it is true. This thing, patience. Now, if you are not patient in this world, that will make you do things you will not want to do. Like, instead of waiting to get married, then somebody will engage in immoral relationship, this boyfriend, girlfriend, and then it will end up to like doing maybe fornication and this thing. Meanwhile, have sabr in obedience, have sabr in what? Have sabr in disobedience. Or like, if instead of forcing yourself to do these things, have sabr and then wait for Allah's time, because Allah is the one who created you. He has assigned for you everything at a particular time. Like, everything is not just there for you to choose or pick and do whatever you want to do. No, at a particular point in life, this thing will come in your life, and you will have to do it this way. Everything Allah has assigned time for you. Some people's own come very early. Some people's own come very late. Some people, even the kind of partners they meet, they are tests to them. But then still, Allah is testing you. You have to know that. Maybe you get into a marriage, and then maybe you are being beaten, like you are being assaulted by your husband, or even maybe as a husband, your wife is like disturbing you, cheating against you, or cheating on you, doing all sorts of evil things to you. But then you have to know that halakal maut wal hayat liyabluwakum. He created life and death just to test you, nothing else. Not for you to be happy, but to test you. So if it is a test, alhamdulillah, then this is also a test I'm going through. Allah will see me through. Not only even beating and this thing. Sometimes maybe you'll be married and in the marriage you are not happy. Maybe because your heart is not inclined to the person or something. Anything can happen. But then what? Alhamdulillah, because it is Allah who made this thing happen. Because if Allah has not made it happen, then it will never happen. And the funny thing is, we always say this thing, amount to be low malaikatu wa kutubi wa rusuli wal yawmil akhir. Then we also be wal qadri, we amount to be li qadri khairihi wa sharri. I believe in the destiny, whether it's good or bad. But then at the end of the day, when the bad thing comes or when the bad destiny befalls us, then we start to complain. We complain bitterly to all those around, which should not be so. I remember when we wrote this thing, when we were to write this thing, Wasi, some of our friends, like, the only thing they do is, oh, me, I'll pray. I'm just praying to Allah. But then the one thing they forget is you pray, but you cannot just pray and then be sitting there that since I've prayed to Allah, then an angel will come down and write. No, it is not done that. You pray and then you do what? You also you pray and then
make effort.
Yes, you put effort in it.
Yes.
And this effort, putting this effort is the sabr.
Yes.
Although you are praying to Allah, you know Allah will help you. But then you know that it's not only prayers that will make Allah help you. But this effort, I have to put effort to do something, at least try my best. And then after the examination and then they fail, that's when they will start calling you. Hey, what did you get? Oh, me, I failed in this. So,
I got what I wrote.
So we have to know that in this life, you don't, everything doesn't come as you wish. If it like, it's not what you do that will make things come as you. You cannot also just learn and say, no, I'm not praying to Allah, I'm learning and that's what. You have to know that, like, even the examination, what you get is also part of the destiny. But this destiny, it can be changed, where it all depends on how you behave. This destiny can change depending on how you are moving on with yourself. Maybe if you pray, work hard, then Allah will also have this thing. Will also see you as, oh, she's having patience. Look at the way she works hard, the effort she's putting in, and she's also praying to me. Then Allah. But then you sit there relaxed and then that, oh, I'm praying to Allah. Then what are you praying to Allah for? Because you're not doing anything. Allah, that you work al-amal and then you pray. You don't just sit there and then you only make dua. That's all. That's not all. It's work and then dua. Then Allah will help you. And again, the ladies who, like, especially in these days, I consider a lot of divorce. If you can see the number of divorce in this thing, when there is a marriage, let's say assuming there are 10 marriages now, maybe within coming years you see that about like 5 or even more than half or even half divorced. Why? Because we are not patient. Both men, the men and the women, the spouse and then the husband, they are not patient. But you have to know that in marriage everything is patient. Even like you can get married, some people do get married and in marriage for many years they don't get child. Are you the one who gives the child? I'm asking them, the man, are you the one who gives the child? No. The woman, are you the one who produces the child yourself? No. You do something, it is your effort, and then Allah will, if He wishes, He will bestow you, or He will form a baby in you. But then your effort alone does not give you a child. It's Allah's wish. He wishes and then He put the child in the woman's belly and she gives birth and that's all. Then if that's the case, then even if not, that's not the case, then the children that will be in this world, even us will not be able to, or the number of people that will be in this world, then I don't know that even our we will not be able to walk because we will be overcrowded. If like just after the effort, humans, the woman gets pregnant and she gives birth, then I would say that we will be overcrowded in this world. Because just imagine, like there are a lot of couples, And if after every effort you are pregnant and you give birth, then what will happen? And Allah knows the reason why He is saying no. When I wish, that's when I give a child. And because I think this is the time when I give you a child, it will benefit you. Or this is the time the child you will get, that child will grow up and the child will be a benefit to you, not what a harm or a difficulty to you. So instead of, why not putting this in your mind? Oh, if Allah has not given me this at this time, then maybe it's not good for me. Have that thing in your mind, or have it in heart, that anything that doesn't happen the time you really need it, then it's not good for you. If women or if ladies out there, if we are able to put this in mind, we are able to always say that Allah is not doing this for me at this time because it is not good to me, it is not happening, it is not this in a benefit to me, then inshallah we will all prosper. And because like those who don't get this in, I don't know, I'm following this thing on Ikra on Facebook.
Yes.
That's Ikra Foundation. Sometimes these things you read there, it's very sad and it's all the lack of sabr people have. Something is happening, instead of you having sabr, have sabr, and then sabr and then salah. With the sabr, continue praying to Allah, and Allah will see you through. No, then the person will move on doing something. I once listened to this man's speech, Mufti Mek, and he said the reason when a person doesn't know that Allah is doing things and then Allah will see him through, that's whenever if anything happens to him, he will just give it to jinn, that somebody is doing evil thing to him, somebody has sent jinn to him, and we can say it is true. All these things you are saying, jinn, which jinn? Who told you that it is jinn that is disturbing you, or someone is scared or is doing black magic to you? No, you cannot say that, because it is Allah knew that at this particular time this thing will happen to you, and He wants you to be patient. Know that it is from Allah. Pray to Allah, and then He will do what? He will see you through. And then again, like in Surah Al-Ma'arij, let's see what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. I even said it. Sabr and Jamil.
Verse 5, right?
Yes.
So be patient with gracious patience.
Be patient with gracious patience. So in the Quran, Allah is always telling us be patient and gracious patience. And let's look at in Surah like Surah Al-Asr. We know it is a very nice verse in the Quran, because what it has is even this thing. Well, answer by time in an eternal life. Indeed, mankind is in a lost. In the Ladina Amon, except those who believe. And do good deeds. And they say they spread goodness and what? Sabr. So this this verse, Surah Al-Asr, it even explains or it explains everything that I'm saying. Allah said well answered by time. And we know time is a very precious thing in a human life, because everything you do it with time. And Allah says mankind is in a lost. We are all in a lost except those who have faith in Allah. No. They believe in Allah. No. And then they spread goodness, and they are also what? They spread patience. No. So after believing in Allah, spread what is good, and then you yourself be patient and also spread patience. And with that, you will not be among those who are lost. You will not be among those human beings that are lost, because none of us here, no human being, we all don't want to be lost. No. We all want to attain what we are here for. We all want to attain the goodness in this world, to attain Jannah in the here. Nobody, the Christians, everybody, the Jewish, they believe that what they are doing, that is taking them to this in Jannah or paradise. So why not? Allah, even you, Allah as a Muslim, Allah has told you everything that you should do. The rules, He has stated it in the Quran. What you should not do, He has stated it. How you'll be able to do it, He has stated. And if we look at how you will be able to do it, all these good things, to be able to do it, the only thing you need is to do what? To be patient. So inshallah, I would like to end here by saying every believer, whether male or female, whether grown, old, child, no matter how you are, you will be tested, because that is what you are created for. and you can be tested through hunger, loss of goods, illness, this thing, loss of a family member or a loss of loved ones, fear, and we know there are a lot of these things, calamities that's before us. But then Allah is saying, "Ista'in will be sabr wa salah." Just seek help from patience and then prayers, because Allah is truly with those who are patient. So in all these things, these calamities, or these tests that's before you, I am advising my sisters out there to try their best to be patient in every situation. They shouldn't rush in life. We don't rush in life. When you rush, you will crash. So you have to
definitely.
Yes, whenever you rush, you crash. Just be patient and move. Everything is bit by bit. Like how you are today, that does not mean tomorrow you will be at the same place. Maybe the way you are tomorrow, something better is coming your way tomorrow. Think of it that way. Always think positive. Pray to Allah and be patient. That's all. And Allah will see you through, inshallah. I would like to end with Surah Al-Imran, verse 200. Let's see what
Verse
Allah
200. Al-Imran. Okay. Where is it?
The last verse.
The last verse.
Yes.
O you who have believed, persevere and endure and remain stationed and fear Allah, that you may be successful.
So here Allah is talking to us believers. If you know you are a believer, Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu isbiru wasqabiru warabitu wattaqullaha la'allakum tuflihun. Be patient or be steadfast. Allah says isbiru, be patient, and then wasqabiru, and again be patient, because sabr and sabr again. So we can see that Allah is so much emphasizing on this sabr, because it is through this sabr that will help us in this world and even in the year after. Isbiru wa sabiru wa rabitu, and then stand firm in your faith after having this patience and being steadfast, enduring all the calamities, enduring the pain and the difficulties you get even in obeying all of Allah's command. After doing all this, then stand firm in your faith. Don't just do it and then it's okay, alhamdulillah, I'm patient, and no. Don't do it and deviate from your faith. We say this in all your prayers. So stand firm on it. Be a believer. Always know that this is the straight path and I'm always on the straight path. Stand firm on this, and then Allah will really see you through, and you will have the goodness in this world and the goodness in the year after, inshallah. And Allah will reward you with an immense reward, inshallah. So I would like to end here, and I pray Allah grant us all the goodness in this world and grant us the ability to have sabr, or to be patient in all the difficulties that befall us. And I also advise my sisters out there, it's not easy to be patient or to have sabr, but then through prayers there are a lot of du'as in the Quran, like a dua like Rabbana Afrika alayna sabran wa thabbit aqdamana wa sunna al-qawmi. Make it part of you. Always after prayers, just say it, be doing it, and it really helps, because no matter wherever you are, even at your workplace with your boss, you will get a lot of problems with them, but through patience you will be able to overcome them with your friends and everyone. So we should make it a part of us and put it always at the back of our mind that Allah is with the patience. Inna Allah ma'as sabirin, and the patience throughout. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Yanko Facebook nko say yenya one or two comments be a bit me akenkaya. Yenhwe hawa I hear live Humble Lion and Aisha Muhammad, and so I hear live was may Allah bless you. Humble Lion say Masha Allah. Okay. Farouk Yahya was Masha Allah, Mallamah, may Almighty Allah bless you more and increase your knowledge and wisdom. Amen. Hawa was Masha Allah. Aisha Muhammad was Allahu Akbar. Okay. the way I see a treaty topic EDM say question be Mtiasia ye Juma ewa how more share ni more share na yadamu ase pa seriously. Program yi live Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Telegram, Skype, Twitter. Oko now searching Mam Radio 1 ubinya in live and colored or your videos near publication in our ubinya be ashana sakin kan ko your website mamghonline.org mamghonline.org oko honoma your website with me radio no right side honum be Mam Radio 1 wodo nsabo play na media yi di ofia ha no obeti ewo wasum live and then colored. WhatsApp platforms ahuduo bebre ena omama kwan ama ye videos any ye audios ye topete ho mo munsu enye bi de servo omo members insha Allah ebi ne Mam Online headquarters hade ye Mam Online 1 to 10 Muslim Access Movement ye 1 to 3 Dawa Kitiki Ideal Muslimahs of Mam Ideal Muslimahs of Twase. Where is the truth? Radio member GH Islamic Studies Center Alim Counseling Center Salamu Muslimin Foundation Ghana Jihadun Nafs Mam Online Libya, Mam Online Germany, Mam Online Togo, Mam Online Egypt. Islam the Ultimate Peace, Sense of Islam, page 1 to 3. And also Efajumedi Deen Islam Knowledge. Mustaphah Islamic Dawah and so far a program see Islamic Questions and Answers, Islamic Union, Albania, Knowing More About Islam, Lovers of Islam, Fans of Guardians TV, My Way of Life is Islam, Quran and Sunnah, Islam, the True Religion. I'm blessed to be a Muslim. Any pages are who do be share Islam mythology, the true religion of Allah. Wow, pages in the doors pa munyina mufa your videos any audios. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bayanuddin FM USA. Adults all Muslims. Yadamunyina mo ase se mama kwan ama ye post your videos near audios. Mama a trendy ema obi anya bi etie e WhatsApp so yadamo ase. Sa wo pese wo beka groups no ho a 0246751175 0246751175 anase obetimi de 0246751175 obetimi de sa number no aka wo Islamic group ho sane ye be ya in case ye share audios ni videos now nsa be kan bi insha Allah na o members nso etimi edi so mfa so 0246751175 and ye Mam Online your official studio lines. And one soon as our person sponsor program bia with fear na person oni malam bi din komo person inviting the program person be send question person sponsor the program or you with fear offer studio lines and 0246751175 na enkome wo ho ne ato aso efiri open the number the bema insha Allah yeda mu nyina mo asese mu follow ye dwumedie wo social media handles ni na so dasenne yebese ehia emam nyina assalamu alaikum ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
اللهم أجرني من النار 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 اللهم أجرني من النار
Wallahi, al-Jannah to the Firdaus is our limit, inshallah. Amen.